We're here.
We're
We're here.
Oh, broadcasting.
I don't know if you see
This
us.
is broadcasting.
Okay, we are on YouTube right now. Mark is working on Facebook right here. You guys can see. Oh, you can't see because of the pillow.
Sleeping
It's not
baby.
under sleeping baby over there. It's not near him. You just can't see him very well. I'll move so you can see his sleeping baby. Mark is working on Facebook. We have never done it on both of them. So if you can see us on YouTube and hear us, just please let me know in the comments. I'm in charge of reading comments tonight because Mark gets really lost if he's trying to read the comments and interact with what's going on. He's now trying to rotate the phone.
Well, it's meant to rotate my phone.
He doesn't know what he's doing.
Oh, sorry.
I actually just realized we might be YouTube. We might be our one person if we're hooked on another thing.
Sorry.
So it's okay. It's just going to take us a minute to set up because we've never done it on both. We can't do YouTube live off our phone. So we have to do it off the computer. And our phone is set up right here. You can see that. So.
Okay. Sure.
Oh, hi, Christina. It's good to see you. I can't wait to see you in a couple months. It's going to be so exciting. And the kids really want to come see your farm, even though some of our kids are going to snuggle your chickens like nobody's business and all the other animals you have. And others are just going to stand back and just be like, hey, I'm here. Let me see that animal from afar. Okay, there's the other camera. Can you see us on there? Oh, Alan Sugar's here. Hi, Sugars. Congratulations on the grandbaby on the way. Yay. That is so exciting.
Yay. Children are a blessing. That's for sure.
Yes, they are. So can everybody hear? Okay, Alan can hear us. Can you hear us on YouTube, Christina?
I'm sorry if you can hear us.
What was I supposed to do on here? Mark has to figure out.
Okay. Yep.
So that I can read the comments on both because he needs to not look at comments.
Right. If I look at comments, I have like bad spells. It's really not cool.
So, okay, great. I'm glad you can hear us. Mark got us off topic during Bible today. I'm not even sure what he said, but it got everybody talking about something different. And then he's like, wait, I can't handle when we're talking about something different. And he was the one who started it. So the kids were going.
Christina, I will be one of those snuggling your chickens.
Here you go.
Okay. If you can turn it off on that one, you can somehow, but I don't know if you can. Okay. No, Alan can't hear you. You need to talk louder.
Stop talking.
So, okay.
Wait, are we doing this?
Mark's still trying to figure that one. So the girls have joined us. So for people who don't know our family, I'll probably introduce us a couple times as more people come on. But I'm Sarah, and I'm married to Mark, who's the computer guy over here. I was going to say computer genius, but I think he's feeling a little confused.
It's a rough night right now.
Okay. Virginia is our oldest at home. She's 17. We also have an older son who's 24. He's moved out, and we have 2 grandbabies through him. It's weird because this one's off more. I still see myself pointing behind me.
No,
so
okay,
Virginia is 17. She is graduated from school, but continuing to pursue her
whatever.
continuing to pursue her educational goals here at home through things she's choosing to do. Naomi is 13, so she's still in school. She is technically, I think you'd call her a freshman, but as homeschoolers, we don't do specific grade levels. So in certain grades, she's what some people might say is ahead and some people might say is behind, but that's just how it is. Because it's just arbitrary of what they've decided in school is what you have to know that year. We also, the next one down, so we have 17, 13. The next one down is a boy, Samuel. He's 10, and he has a big imagination and is always trying to build things out in the yard. We have, the next one down is an 8-year-old boy, Josiah. And if you see me looking down at my desk, I have a little video camera here. Josiah has cerebral palsy and epilepsy. And so he's having a rough night. So I've got my video camera on him so I can watch him while we do this live stream. And he usually doesn't need me, so I shouldn't have to leave the video. But if you see me run away, that's probably what I'm doing. Hi, Jeremy. Oh, hey, Jeremy. Thanks for checking in. He said, yo, we're getting light. It's better. I was a little pale, not pale.
You're still.
I'm going to switch over here, guys.
Okay. So
on the baby.
so the one with CP and epilepsy is 8. He's our little Josiah. Next one down is Abigail. She is 5, and she is always learning and always trying to be part of everything that we're doing. Next one down is Uriah. He is 3, and he is really just into wanting to do what everyone else is doing. So we have to make accommodations. He's very smart and can do a lot of those things. But like one of the things we do for school every day at lunchtime is we're learning vocabulary words. And so he wanted to take the phone that has the vocabulary words on it and go write them on the board today, which took him probably 10 minutes to write the word virtuoso, but he did a pretty good job. We needed to help him with the S. Other than that, he did it. And then the little baby sleeping back there is Malachi, and he is 13 months old. And right now doesn't walk, doesn't even stand unassisted, but oh, the Facebook people can't see. There he is. There's the little baby back there. So the baby is not walking, not even standing unassisted yet. Probably he could if he tried, but there's enough people here holding him all the time. But he is climbing on everything. So we're always trying to see what he's doing with chairs and all of that. So
No,
Mark
Alan, we're
is figuring
talking.
that out. Okay.
We're doing all the talking here. You do the message and thing, and we'll do the talking.
Yes. So if you write to us on Messenger, on this chat thing that you're writing on, I'll read your messages and I'll answer them, hopefully. So that's
I can't
Who we
handle
are.
more than one audio input. So if other people can talk, I can't do like Zoom calls and stuff.
yeah. Mark can't
I just
do.
can't be part of
Mark
this.
can't even sit in a room and listen to a Zoom call where this person is talking and then it pops up on the screen, someone else is talking. It throws Mark's mind off really, really bad. So if
So
people can,
That's why it's a one-way street.
yeah.
We're not just big meanies.
Well, we are big meanies sometimes.
Okay, well, somebody more than others.
Yeah.
So-
I'm a big meanie.
For those who haven't been in this room where we do some of our videos, that board back there was made by our friend Sophie, and it's got every little person as a little cow. It's very
It
exciting.
says herding little cows, but it's backwards. So you
This
might not
is
be able to read
Daddy
it.
Yeah.
Cow and Mommy Cow and Virginia Cow
Oh.
and Naomi Cow
Hold on, how do I get that over there? Right there.
and Samuel Cow and Josiah Cow and Abigail Cow and Uriah Cow and little baby Malachi Cow.
We'll have to have her come over if we ever do have more cows to put on our thing.
Yes.
That's not an announcement or anything, just letting you know we put more people on there.
And cool,
And
but not that we know.
For anyone who has seen, so that's from our friend Sophie. She lives here in Maine. Very dear younger sister in Christ. She's younger than me, older than this girl, but younger than me. And that doesn't take much because I just had a birthday and I'm now 38. So I'm old. But Mark is even older than me.
I am older. Yes. What is
And
it?
if you've seen the little herding little cows logo on the Instagram and on Facebook,
And YouTube and Facebook.
And YouTube. Okay, all the ones.
Everything, yeah.
the little cow that says herding little cows, that was made by our sweet friend Hannah, who I think I've only actually met once.
Once.
I don't
Once.
know that I've ever met Hannah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we met
That's
her at a
funny.
conference. I met her at a conference. And then we saw her husband later when we were still traveling through the area, but she was home recovering from her new baby Jane, who's so cute. And then she made that for us. So it was very, very sweet. And anything else?
There's always something else.
Okay. So we're going about why we're here tonight.
Yeah.
So we like making video content. We like to be able to share our lives with you guys, and we're trying to figure out how best to narrow that to be able to show our passions and how we are trying to glorify God in all that we do, but be able to see what you guys are looking for. Why do you guys come watch our family? And we're not necessarily going to go by all the different things you write down. Like if you say you come to watch the family so you can watch us, fall down and see how many times you can see us, get hurt.
I have some videos
Yeah, Mark has that. But well, I guess if that's what you're coming to watch, we'll have you watch Mark. But
Hey, I have 20,000 views of me calling out.
he does. But what aspect of our lives are you interested in?
Yeah.
Because we want to glorify God with this channel that He's given us, and we want to make sure that we are reaching the people we're trying to reach.
Yeah, we want to know where the needs are that our abilities, that our experience, that our encouragement could be most helpful to people. We want to know where best to serve.
So
how we can encourage.
And then past that, we also, for those who don't know, Mark is not currently working because he is out on disability. He's recently been diagnosed with what would you call it?
It's a neurological degenerative disease.
Okay. I was like, do I call it an illness? What do I call it?
Yeah.
Neurological illness, disease. I don't know. That is something just popped. Okay, that wasn't a comment. Okay.
Oh,
so that was sorry, that was something about how to build our YouTube channel came in while we were doing this. So Mark has a degenerative disease, a neurological disease that is dystonia that he's been recently diagnosed with. He's been dealing with it for 20 years. And so he's had times where he's been able to work and times where he hasn't been able to work. And we're trying to figure out what we can do, if there's something we can do as a business from home, or a way to make a little income, since we can't make the actual he doesn't actually work a job outside the house. Before this last round, he of injury, and which caused more problems, he was working as a CNA. And he has gotten to the point where his memory is bad enough that he doesn't remember, oh, I took a patient to the toilet and came to log that down in the book and forgot they were still on the toilet.
Oops.
So that's a problem.
That only happened a couple of times.
If that was your mom or grandmother he was taking care of, you would not have wanted him as your CNA. So, oh, hi from Mammy.
Hey, Mom. Don't use up all your data. It's not worth it.
Pam Cowberthwaite is Mark's mama. So,
it's okay. We'll tell you all about it next time.
I'll record this and put it on a thumb drive. Don't waste your data.
So we are just trying to figure out how we can best use the ability of Mark being home to bless you guys, I guess is how we'd say it. So I'm going to stop and read a comment for a second, because someone said that she comes for encouragement in biblical womanhood, scripture memory, singing videos, and of course, seeing the cute children. And I also enjoy when Mark does videos on what God has placed on his heart. So somebody does watch those.
Jeremy, I'm not sure which end the audio is having troubles with either. We haven't changed what we're recording with since the video started, but that doesn't mean that it's not on our end either.
We just closed the boys' door because
one of our people is saying that their video their sound is choppy. So if you're having choppy sound, please let us know. So we're trying to figure out how to fine tune this channel to get people to come see what they want to see. We were joking around earlier of some of the videos we could do, because we could make a whole channel on Mark's dystonia and try to set him off and make him fall down.
I have 20,000 views of me falling over and looking stupid and all that stuff.
Usually we don't have to try to make him fall down. He almost knocked himself out the other day by dropping something out of the freezer.
I dropped it.
Yeah, he took it out
and it
then
still scared me.
put it back
fell
in,
down.
and it didn't quite get all the way back in and fell down, and he,
Yeah. Don't make PTSD. You're going to make me relive it.
So we enjoy making all the videos. Your mom says it's choppy. I don't know how good her connection is, though. So
I'll download them.
okay, so the two people who said it's choppy are on
Facebook.
Is it choppy for you, Christina, or anyone else who's on YouTube? I just happen to know Christina's on YouTube.
We might have to abandon one of these streams.
We'll see. What
we have
need to do.
plenty of upload speed for both venues, so it shouldn't be a technical
Unless my mom's watching something or whatever on the other side. The YouTube audio is good. Yay!
Great. That's
So-
actually the slower ones usually.
For those who don't know, I just mentioned my mom using our internet. My mom lives in a house. How far behind us?
150 feet.
About 150 feet. Like I watch the kids run down to her door, tell her it's time for dinner, and they come back up with her.
Yeah.
That's
150 feet.
how close
Okay.
we live. So hi Sierra. We really enjoy being so close to my mom. And that is great. And because we live so close to my mom, we are able, like, she rents this house to us, and this house is paid in full. So we are able.
It's very choppy.
Okay. I don't know why it is so choppy. Mark's going to try to figure that out. Here, you can have. Do you want this or that or whatever? So we are able to rent from my mother, who she still is working. She's 60, but she still works full time and everything. And so
This may go
we
out. Tell me if
pay
it goes out.
for the house a regular rent, but cheaper than we'd have to for our family of 9 people, if that makes sense. We're probably spending more what someone would pay for a 1-bedroom, which we wouldn't be able to rent for 9 people. But we have lived in very small spaces before. We've lived in a camper for 2 years.
Long enough. No, just kidding.
No,
I'd love to do it.
he loved the camper. She loved the camper. We lived in the camper for 2 years with 3 kids, and I was pregnant.
Right, so I was born.
And then Samuel was 4, but he was only in it for a very short time.
Hi, Grampy.
Hey, Grampy.
Hey, Dad's on there.
Mom's on here. Dad's on here. Yes, that's him. And so we enjoyed the small living. And when we actually moved into this house, my mom was still living here. And so she had some of the house, and we had 2 bedrooms along with the rest of the space. We shared like the kitchen and stuff. And we live in a not very big house. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Big enough.
Girls' room and the boys' room.
Yeah.
And all the bunk
Girls,
beds and-
yeah, we all have space. I'm just saying, for what people would think a family our size needed, it's small.
Oh, yeah.
We feel it's plenty of space.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. So, what else do we
Well, there
say?
are
Oh, I thought
5
the baby
people
was.
on this bed right now.
Yeah, we have a king size bed.
We're
I
familiar with one another.
always thought people had king size beds because they didn't really like their spouse, and then I found out that when you have children who climb in bed with you on a regular basis, you need a bigger bed.
Or an extra large spouse.
Okay, I have an extra large spouse and the children climb in bed with me.
Yeah.
So, does anyone have any questions? Do you have any
That
questions?
might be a dangerous question.
We have really enjoyed making the singing videos recently. Our family doesn't do any type of music lessons or singing lessons or anything like that.
I just like to say.
I came from a family where my mom's family was very, very musical and actually won some type of music award, amateur family music award or something back in 69 or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's actually Ohio State.
My
Fair, maybe.
dad could not carry a tune in a bucket.
Nope.
So
That's why he moved piano.
my dad was the mover. He helped build sets for the musicals, and then we told him not to sing.
Right.
So that's
He gladly obliged.
yeah.
He didn't want to sing anyway.
He would sing along, but he also knew he couldn't sing, so it was okay. So we just like to sing. Some people in the family, specifically Naomi, really, she's over here, really just hear music well. Other people just really like to sing. If you've watched any of the singing videos, the 3-year-old just really likes to be loud. So,
But he knows the words and he loves it and he's happy.
and he's very happy. But there's certain songs that he sings full
Yeah.
force.
Yeah. Full volume with everything he's got in him.
Yeah. So, okay. So part of this was coming on, and we wanted to ask people and kind of use our platform to be able to help maybe people connect with other people of what they do for work at home situations.
Mhm.
We are trying to figure out what we could possibly do, specifically Mark do while he's home and has the spare time. We're
the time,
not
but not a
looking-
lot of ability. That's the struggle with a lot of the things that I've tried to do. Is there's a reason I can't work.
Yeah.
But I try to do. There's some things I can do, and I want to do those things.
It's hard because Mark will think, wow, I had a really good day today. And then the next day, have a really bad day. Hey, Jeremy, we love you even if you can't sing. It's okay. It says make a joyful noise. It doesn't say make a beautiful noise. So as long as you're joyful doing it, it's awesome.
Jeremy, you just need to learn sign language. Then it doesn't matter how your voice is.
She sings great in ASL.
Yes. So we'll get to that in a minute.
We
We
don't
have-
have to go into a
We
discussion
have lots
about
of
that.
things
It's
to
fine.
discuss
We
tonight.
have we got a lot.
Okay,
of stuff
so things to do for making money.
Mm.
So while we were looking at making money, we had a couple people suggest things, and a couple of the people who said they were going to get on, I'm not seeing right now. So if you make money from home in some way, please pop on the chats, and we will discuss through me talking and you typing how this works. So one of the friends that is not on here right now, or I don't think she's on here, did virtual assistant. And that is not something that Mark would be able to do because Mark can't remember what he's doing sometimes 15 minutes from now. So he can't help you schedule your
Can't see
meetings and
either.
those types of things. He's having trouble reading his phone.
Do you want me to read it to you?
No.
Hey, that's who I was talking about. Hey, Hannah. So, Hannah, we already mentioned you about your cute little cow that you made us that is just so enjoyable. I love opening my Instagram and seeing that on my front screen. So
We
thank you
need
so much for
t-shirts.
that. Mark has an idea for
And
t-shirts now.
buttons.
Okay.
We could give away buttons.
That's what we need to do.
And if people
We
wore
could
them to
sell
Chick-fil-A,
buttons.
we could get a corporate deal.
That's what we could do for a job. We could make cow costumes for people to wear to Chick-fil-A for Cow Day. How's that?
We are the cows.
Okay, hi Chase. Just say hi to everybody who's on here. I think I said hi to everybody who's mentioned. So Hannah used to do virtual assistant, and I don't know all that entails. Hannah, did that take a lot of your time? Like, what would you say a person would need to have for time and ability to be able to do that? And maybe we can connect you if there's somebody on here who is interested in something like that. Just make some connections with people. So I will wait for Hannah to say that. Another thing that people have told us about are some of the, what I would call an MLM. I don't know all of them, but things like Young Living Oil,
Thrive.
doTERRA,
Plexus.
Thrive,
Yeah.
Plexus, those types of things. I don't know about those. I know there's lots of people out there that sell them, and some people make very good money at them. If it's something that you
We are not
really feel,
salespeople.
we're not salespeople. Hey, John.
We don't do
there.
sales. We just say everything that we say and do everything we do. And
Yeah.
It's just real. And
So I
I
wouldn't
don't like
say,
selling stuff.
I'm not saying that that's what our family would do, but if you are really, if one of those things actually helps you a whole lot, and you're passionate about it, then, and it's something that's a good biblical okay thing to do. Like if you're really passionate about robbing banks, you still shouldn't do that, even if you have a big passion for it. I know, I'm not sure, Chase, why it's so choppy. People are saying it's choppy. Okay, I'll read that in a minute. Okay, we're going back to Hannah. Hannah said, I have a business degree, but anyone can do it. Just so you know, Hannah, I'm reading this because we're on two different things. So I'm reading it for the people on the other one.
I think I'm going to drop the Facebook Live, but first I'm
hold
going
on.
to post a link.
Wait a
to
second,
the
Hannah, I'll
YouTube
read it.
one.
Okay,
Oh,
he's
post a
going to
link
be
to the YouTube
posting
one.
links.
We'll go off Facebook in a minute.
Okay, so if you're on Facebook, he's going to show you how to get onto the YouTube one, I guess, is what he's doing.
I think one will work better than
Because
trying
our
to do both.
upload speed is too slow or something.
Please
Okay.
go on the YouTube one.
So, hey, Erica. Okay, so Hannah says, I have a business degree, but anyone can do it. There are many different kinds of virtual assistants. I managed someone's email for her. It did take a lot of my time, but I would check out Hire My Mom. Hopefully I said that right. Hopefully that was written right. Amazing website with job postings. So that is something that if you have time and ability to do that and you have questions, there's a little Hannah Sanders right there. Comment to her and I won't read it. But
Hey, Erica.
so that is a way that you can make some money. I'm also we'll go back to that in just a second. I'm quickly going to move over to what someone wrote on our Facebook one, because that one's going to go down in a second. Our friend Jeremy said, I sell insurance from home. Not a gig that's for everyone, though. I think writing, gardening, and homemade goods are all good ways to make income from home. Great ideas, Jeremy, and I will chat about those more as we get back to the YouTube. I just don't want to lose the comment. So you guys remember writing, gardening, homemade
it'll
stuff,
still be
insurance. Okay. So Hannah said, also, Hire My Mom has other jobs besides VA jobs, and they don't just hire women. There are jobs that men can do too. That's good to know. So delivering babies is not one of those jobs. And well, I guess men could deliver babies. They just can't. They don't go through the childbirth part of the delivery.
Depends what you mean by delivery.
Exactly. So, yeah, virtual assistant actually sounds like a very cool job for specifically a dad who's home. I know there are women who have to make money from home to be able to stay home. But I think that a woman's main goal should be living, like figuring out what is needed in her house and doing that type of thing. Can you go check on him for me here? Josiah's just rolling around in bed. I think he's fine, but she's going to go check on him because I can see him on the thing. I think he's good. But it's good for a mom to be able to make sure that she has the time and energy she needs to be able to focus on her home, on her husband, on her children. And sometimes we can get into jobs that make us put more of our focus on another person as our boss than the job that God has given us in the home. So again, I'm not saying that a woman cannot work, but I think sometimes it makes us prioritize our time wrong and not be able to do the things we need. Okay, so I think we are off.
Yes, Facebook is gone.
Okay, Facebook is gone. So thank you, anyone who's going to join us here on YouTube. I hope more people do because our number didn't go up.
You're going to wake up now. I'm going to post the camera.
Okay, so Hannah said, I agree 1000%, which is why I quit. My computer crashed literally the week I was thinking of quitting. Well, then I'm glad you quit because that lady wouldn't have been very helped by you not being able to help her with her emails. Okay, so yeah, I think that it is very easy to forget that we are made as women. We are made to be fulfilling a very specific job in our home, to be discipling our children, to be making a safe haven for our husband outside of the working world and the outside world out there. And it is very easy to forget that we are the only one who can be doing that job for our family. Like Hannah said, she had just quit this job. It got yellow all of a sudden.
Oh, that's ugly.
We're suddenly all jaundiced. Oh no,
It was your shirt.
It's your shirt.
Okay.
It's your shirt. Go change your shirt.
I'm going to find a new shirt.
That was really funny.
Ready? Can you do it again?
I don't know. We all turned. You got to get closer.
Climb on the bed.
I don't know. You climbed on the bed and we suddenly all turned yellow. Okay, just lay down. I'm not sure what happened there. That was really weird.
If we turn yellow again, it's his fault.
Yeah, it's his
Let's
fault.
not wake up Spike.
Oh. So anyway, I think we forget that we are the only ones who can be doing that job in our house. Like we can't hire out a babysitter to be mom. We can't hire out a maid to be the wife that our husband needs at home. That would be a bad thing to do. So we just need to remember that this is the job God has given us. And even if somebody else is paying us, they still shouldn't take priority over our family. So that's what I got to say about that. Okay, so back to what Jeremy said.
What's Jeremy think?
Jeremy said that he sells insurance from home. I don't know what kind of degree or whatever do you need to sell
What are your
insurance from home?
skills?
Yeah, what do you need to do? Like if I just went to them and said, hey, I want to sell insurance, what would they want to know about me? So we will
Can you
ask
read?
Jeremy. Mark has been having a lot of problems with his eyes recently. And just so you guys know, he doesn't drive, so this isn't a driving issue. But we'll go to read a book to the kids and he'll be like, and the other day he was reading.
I have had my eyes checked only a year or two ago.
Yeah.
And they said, oh, there's nothing wrong with you. But I've had these problems before. I think they're neurological, not in the eye.
Yeah. So he was reading a book to the kids the other day, and halfway through the chapter, he was just like squinting and couldn't read the words. So Jeremy said you need to pass the state license exam. How hard is the state license exam? Because some of the exams they make people take, some of the exams people take though are really hard. Like, I don't know if I could pass the citizen test that you need to take if you want to become a U.S. citizen.
And
those tests are pretty hard. I was just born into it. It's kind of like, I don't know if I'd pass a mothering test, but you just have the baby and they let you mother it. So she's getting the baby some crackers. He woke up. He did not take a very good nap this afternoon. And so now he's like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be sleeping or supposed to be awake.
Hannah said, I resell on Poshmark, Mercari, and Facebook Marketplace. I will buy good brand clothes from Goodwill or other thrift stores and resell them on these platforms. Jeremy Brown said that some carriers require you to do training on their products. The difficulty is moderate depending on how you study.
So what kind of products do you sell, Jeremy? This question is for Jeremy. You said they require you to do training on their products. What kind of product?
So insurance, whether it's like life insurance or health insurance or car insurance or like the different lines, different branches, I'm assuming.
Is that what you're talking about? Or are you talking about like on their computer or on their life and health insurance? Okay, that makes sense. So, yeah, that sounds like a good job for someone. But I don't get numbers.
Not me.
I'm not a numbers person. I don't know. Some people understand different things different. I have like this piece of hair that's being really weird. I'm sorry, but I can see it in the camera. It's strange. Okay.
Weird hair.
And supplemental insurance.
Yeah, like if you're, it's like those cat paw. We'll discuss it all today.
Mark does the finances in our home. I know a little bit. Okay.
Jeremy, you need to come visit.
Yeah, Jeremy.
Whole rundown.
She's good with food and children.
Come do my insurance for me because I just don't know that part. I try to keep the children from not needing to go to the doctor or the hospital. Like, hey, don't climb on that thing. It's too big. You might fall down and break your arm. And then we'd have to figure out health insurance. So, okay.
Or your collarbone.
Yes, collarbones. This girl broke her collarbone last year. Okay, so Hannah says she resells stuff going to Goodwill and other thrift stores. Are you able to find a lot of stuff at those places? I have a friend who goes. I know. Mark.
I wouldn't know a high quality item from.
I don't know those things either. I will admit I don't know those things either. I have a friend who goes to like a Goodwill by the pound. I don't know. I don't know exactly what the Goodwill by the pound thing is, but she goes and she's able to get it for really cheap and then she sells it off. How does it work in your neck of the woods? Because I'm assuming that it's kind of expensive at the thrift stores down there. I didn't go to the thrift stores. Yes, it's crazy. Are you okay, baby? The baby's
I have
spitting
a
out
list
crackers.
I'm sure that I found because
Bob?
I don't either. And Goodwill by the pound is awesome.
So are you able to go to Goodwill by the pound? You probably have to travel a couple hours to get to that if you go.
There's nothing near where you are.
I don't want to disclose where people live, but she lives somewhere where she'd have to travel quite a while to get to a Goodwill by
We did live quite a ways farther down the street.
the street.
Miles.
So yeah, I would have to have a list too of what are good brands because I know that LL Bean is a good brand because it's made here in Maine and it used to have a really good return policy. I don't even know if they still do anymore. They probably don't.
Can't afford their stuff. No.
Yeah, and I know that there's like big name brands like Nike. I don't know. I wouldn't even know what to look for.
Me neither.
I don't know. I'm more
I
like
New Balance shoes.
New Balance shoes are our favorite.
Yes, definitely.
They work well for Mark has big wide feet.
Mm-hmm.
I have to have braces in my shoes so it fits better. With the brace and Josiah's brace. So I'll see if Hannah wants to answer this, but the Goodwill by the pound is you go and you buy a pound worth of material. So they put out bins and you pick stuff and then you weigh it and they say, okay, this is 8 pounds. So you pay for the poundage rather than per item. I know that someone was telling me that they went to the Goodwill by the pound because the one near us is like 2 hours away. So I haven't been there.
Yeah.
But they
I
had
didn't
said
know we had
they
one.
went to the Goodwill by the pound, and there was someone who was buying a whole bunch of shoes, and she sends them to missionaries in Africa to give shoes to the kids. So she was buying all the
That's a really cool
better
idea.
shoes.
I never would have thought of that. And that's
Um,
one of those things that I never would have thought of, but maybe one of our passions, maybe one of our skills, maybe one of our experiences has that kind of ministry, like just waiting to
go
be happened.
shopping and get shoes.
Yeah, buying shoes for
Okay.
people. And like, I don't know.
Baby
Or,
clothes.
or raising money for Jenny and Hip. Or like, you know.
Okay, we're
I
just
don't
gonna put a shout out here for our friends Jenny and
know. Mhm.
him. They are missionaries in Cambodia, but they're living in the United States right now. She is from the United States and used to live right down the road from Mark, and so we've known them since I met them when Virginia was a baby.
Yeah. That was
They're-
a while ago.
They have some
What?
biological children and some adopted children. And so I met them when their youngest biological daughter was newborn. And
Same age as her.
they got dedicated, like our church did like a baby dedication type, will you pray for these families type thing.
Mhm.
And so we met them then. So don't read any of that yet because we're going to do it in a second. So anyway, these friends are missionaries in Cambodia. They work with kids with special needs. In their culture, it's believed that they believe in reincarnation. And so it's believed that if you're born with a disability, it's because you did something wrong in your past
You
life.
deserve it.
And these children are either abused or sometimes killed
Mm.
for their disability. So Jenny and Hip are there telling people that God has created all of these people special and teaching the families to do therapies for their own kids and also taking in kids who aren't like have been abandoned by their families.
And giving them the gospel in the process.
Yes, and giving them the gospel in the process. And so they he's from Cambodia
Mhm.
and lived through the Khmer Rouge thing. And she's from here. They have children and adopted children
And
and-
grandchildren.
and now grandchildren. And they are currently living in the States because they're dealing with some health issues that God is amazingly healing for them, but it's still a long road till they'll be able to go back to Cambodia.
Yep.
So if you want any information about them, write to us and we'll give you information. They are a sweet, sweet family.
We'll
Okay.
connect some peeps.
So Hannah said, so sorry my phone died. I will be honest though, I have never been to Goodwill by the pound, but I was watching a YouTube video where they went and I was super jealous, but I have a leftover clothes. Christina
Those two
said,
messages go
oh
together.
my, I love that is the store named Goodwill by the Pound is the event that Goodwill holds from when I was in Georgia. I know I can't go to Goodwill down here. It just doesn't work financially for us. Oh, can you go get his water cup?
Yeah.
If I give him my water, he's going to spill it all over himself. So
If you give him his, he might spill it.
so I don't know, Christina. I will try to find out if it's a name brand, like if it's just a Goodwill or if it's a specific store.
If there's
I'm
one near
not sure how
Christina,
that
we
works.
should all go on a shopping.
Yeah, Christina, when we come, we need
Hey,
to do a
there's-
Goodwill by the.
There's no
Ouch.
room in the camper.
spree.
We'll have to get it and ship it out from Christina's house.
You'll have to drive
Okay.
it home for
We'll
us.
ship it here. Yeah.
Okay. So that's another thing, buying stuff and being able to resell it. I have
Mhm.
seen some of the stuff, Goodwill outlet for anyone who wanted to know. I have been seeing some of the stuff that Hannah has had, and it all looks like really good stuff. I don't know how she picks it and does some stuff, but yes, Christina likes the idea of a shopping trip together. We'll do it. Okay, Christina, you have to find out if you've got one in your town. for
I want
when
to
they
go
come
shopping
down.
for chickens
After I snuggle the chickens, we can go shopping.
and bunnies.
Wait, you can't go shopping for her chickens. They're Christina's chickens. She's not giving them to you.
She
Sells
must
them?
sell them.
Or where are you going to put it in the camper?
In my
We'll
bed,
ship
so
it
I can
home.
snuggle
We'll
it.
ship it.
Just like your clothes.
I don't think that's a good idea.
We're not
Especially,
allowed to have livestock. We get in
especially
trouble for
shipping it home in February and May. January and May,
Oh no,
February
then
and
they
May.
all
that.
die.
You know, they
because the
did.
post
Yeah,
office
remember when
doesn't
they
like
did that to me in the post office? Anyway, we're not
So
bitter
for,
about
hold
it.
on. So for people who don't
I got
know,
stickers.
she said, I have some for sale. Virginia's bet it is. So for people who don't know, if you want to buy chickens for your house, you can get them mailed to you. Just a box of baby chicks that
Little
are just
peepers.
1 or 2 days old.
Kitty.
The problem is when you usually would buy chicks is early spring. And in Maine, it is ridiculously cold in early spring. And if the post office doesn't take care of your chicks and they leave them by the door, that's
Because
very
they were too
cold.
loud, so you put them out.
Yeah, they didn't like the noise they were making. Therefore,
quieted down.
Virginia, you want to give him a toy or something?
Yeah.
A bunch of our chicks died. We lost probably half of that box that came in. It was very sad. And then we had really sick ones because they had been
have me in
cold.
the camera, not the camera anyway.
Okay. So, but I didn't know until we wanted chickens that they just came in a box.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, baby.
Do you want me to turn that? Or are you going to be on camera?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I'll actually close this down.
There we
because
go.
have the chat on there.
Okay, yeah. So we've got it. We got it all figured out. So yeah,
You're building towers.
Gina's gonna build towers for us.
Virginia's built that way.
Maybe people want to watch you build towers, Virginia.
No, you
Maybe
probably
you can
don't.
have your own YouTube channel for building towers. Okay, so also the ideas of gardening and that type of stuff is good. Virginia, he's moving around. Can you see if she's saying anything?
Are you reading about the permaculture stuff? Jeremy and
Christina?
Christina both mentioned it today.
What were you reading about the permaculture stuff? Tell us about this, people.
I don't know. It just made me think of Joel Salatin. You know, like he sends out the cows and the cows eat the grass and trample it down, and then the chickens go through behind there. And, you know, it's like a self-feeding system, and you just rotate through things and use the benefits of the land and the soil and the water and whatever it is you have on hand to build things up. And in the process, you get products that you can sell, like chicks. Make baby chicks or eggs or fertile eggs so that other people can hatch their own chicks and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, I was just making sure nobody on here was needing assistance.
Okay. Anyway, permaculture, yeah.
I think
I
that
don't
the
know nothing
kids
about it.
would love if we.
Get in here, kid. That's funny.
I think the kids would love it if we made a worm bin
A worm bin.
because our kids love worms. They would be
Wormies.
petting these worms and like getting them to like lick their ears or something.
What?
Maybe spread some salt on their face. Don't we remember this story?
That was a cow though.
Well, we're not allowed to have a cow. I
Annabelle?
think we could have a
Annabelle?
worm. So, yes, the animals benefit the land and the land benefits the animals. It's a way of working smarter, not harder, and all the benefits.
It's almost like somebody designed it to be a symbiotic relationship, and it's just our messing it up that's caused the problem.
Who would have done that?
I can't imagine. Oh, yes, I can. Let's be the God that you read about in Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, he made stuff, and he made it perfect, and y'all screwed it up. That's Genesis 1 through 3.
Okay, so Jeremy said, same kind of idea, using crops to build soil, and the plants kind of cooperate. Worms make great fertilizer, by the way. Christina said, so true.
Mhm.
Jeremy said, praise God.
Have you guys ever read Joel Salatin's books? I read them 10, 12.
Joel
15
Salatin
years
is
ago.
awesome. You can find him on
Very
YouTube.
Yes.
Too.
What was that one that we all read together?
I mean, pasture
I would
poultry
listen.
was one. You know, he's got cleaner, healthier animals using rotational grazing techniques, and like I was breeding, well, not breeding chickens, but raising chickens for meat and selling to a local restaurant at the time. So we were really
Where we're living now, we cannot have livestock. We cannot have any animals. We've joked about, maybe we should get a cow and call it our pet
a pet cow.
cow, but I don't know that our neighbors would go for that.
Probably not.
Christina said she watches him on YouTube. Also, Justin Rhodes.
Justin
Never heard of
Rhodes.
Nice.
So Justin Rhodes is good too.
Joel's a genius.
But we really like Joel, and his books are really fun to read. He's just got a good sense of humor.
Yes,
He's
he's
funny.
So upstairs and next thing.
I mean, I still remember reading his book, and how many years ago was that?
Who's the roads guy? Is that Born Again Dirt? No, that's a different one.
Go get our book, Born Again Dirt, Virginia. We've got a book. Watch him on YouTube. His rack and barn is legit.
Was Racket Man?
I have no idea. We need to know what this rack and barn is.
What is this legit
Share.
you speak of?
You sound like Brian, who we're also going to go see in a couple months.
I haven't been on the streets in 20 years. I don't know
The
what this
kids,
means.
the kids always joke when they hear legit that they are listening to Brian talk. And if you guys know Brian, you know exactly what I'm talking
It's Noah Sanders.
Noah Sanders, born again dirt.
Rabbits and chickens.
Yeah.
about. Whoops,
Yeah. Right there. Yeah.
fingers are in the
Dirt.
way.
There. Yep. There you
It's
go.
a very good book. I got it, I think, when Vision Forum was going out of sale.
Yep. Probably.
So,
Vision Forum. Yeah.
Like a rabbit.
That with them.
oh, rabbits and chicken or rackin',
Raccoon.
chicken. Maybe I'm just saying it wrong.
We actually used to hang our rabbit up in the chicken pen above the rabbits, above the chicken. Sorry, because the little poops just roll off. Sorry.
So at one point,
the
the place we lived, we had some laying hens. We had a rabbit,
wow.
and we had a whole bunch of
Couple
meat
sheep.
birds.
Couple sheep.
We had 2 sheep, Zeke and Toto,
It was a
And
1 acre homestead.
Dogs.
Dead
Yes.
dogs.
and we had how many? Like 100 chickens at a time for meat birds.
Yeah, 100 times.
we did a couple
we only had
runs
like
over the summer.
4,000 square feet to play with.
We didn't eat all of those.
No. There
a
was-
local restaurant.
yeah,
It
we
was
were-
their specialty.
We bought special feed so that they were.
They were
not-
soy free,
Yeah.
hormone free. This that. and the
It's
other.
some restaurant that we could never afford to eat at, but they bought our chickens from us. So
Right.
They paid good money.
Yeah.
So we did that, and the kids loved them.
And we ate a lot of them.
We did eat a lot too. So it was nice. We only had 1 acre, but we used the land the best we could, and now we can garden here.
Yeah, we have limited
So-
gardening. That's the hard part. We have manpower, but we don't have a lot of dependable manpower. Okay, I guess it's me who's not dependable. They're all dependable. I'm not so dependable. That's the
Okay,
hard part.
Alan, do you want to make, paint, sell something? I've been talking to some neighboring Amish, and they want to start something too. They'd make wood items if we could come up with a way to sell them.
Oh,
We like selling.
I could sell things on the interwebs. Quality Amish made stuff.
So that's cool.
That's an idea.
I like that you have Amish people near you because Amish are really fun.
Where are you guys now?
They might not want to say
Well,
on
what state are you in?
live.
Or you can just
What
practice.
country are
They
you
went
in?
farther west, right?
We used to live by them.
Yeah.
So how we
In
know
one of
different
the K
people on
states, yeah.
here. Jeremy's a good Christian brother that
Mhm.
used to live here that moved out of state. The Sugars were neighbors of ours when we were traveling around the country. They're in Wisconsin. We were living in our camper, but on someone's property, so that if we needed to hide in a basement because it was Kansas and tornadoes, we
Yeah.
were staying on this person's property, and it was next door to the Sugars, and we got to enjoy their cows. They had a calf while we
Didn't
were
we see
there.
like a mountain lion climb out their shed while we were
Yeah,
tending
some
their-
type of
stuff?
bobcat or something
I
came
think,
out.
I
of
think
their
that's when you
barn.
guys were gone.
You were gone. We were tending the critters, and man, that was a big kitty.
Nathaniel walked in, and that thing walked out, and
And it was as big as he was.
he was tiny.
Part of what I remember from that time is Caleb and I coming up with ideas to scare his sister.
Yes,
Older
that definitely
sister.
happened.
Whichever, it might have been his older sister.
That definitely happened.
That's not
Yes.
nice.
You were very little.
They were very little.
I was not old enough to be part of the
We have
mix.
video of
No.
us doing like water on
Yeah,
the
water
mall on
relay
hand
races.
because it was just so hot. We were trying to give the kids something to do.
So you guys were great neighbors. It was
Yeah.
fun. So who else is on here that's mentioned things? So Christina, the gentle and quiet spirit, she's a dear sister. I won't mention her state just in
With
case she doesn't want-
chickens.
But she's got chickens
She's
and
got
rabbits, and we're going to see her in a couple months. And we're very excited to meet her husband. We
Yes.
met her last trip that we took, but we never got a chance to meet her husband. So we're very excited. Oh, she's in Tennessee, so let me say. So we're going to go visit some dear friends down there, and she's one of those dear friends. And so we're excited to do that. And I think Erica mentioned something on here. She's a friend from here in Maine who we actually talk online, and she brought us a meal last year after baby was born.
Ooh, and a bunch of potatoes.
And a bunch of potatoes.
Oh,
She
yeah.
did
That
a
was
big
awesome.
stock up trip for me. So
Mhm.
Erica, if you're still watching, thank you so much.
That was
So last year, I had Malachi October 13th, and near her, she's about half an hour away or so. There's a stock up of like root vegetables in the fall, and I couldn't travel because we had just had him like the week before, and so she went shopping for me and bought all this stuff and then brought us food. And as I remember, it was frozen pizzas, which was awesome because she thought to bring us a meal even while she was dealing with a power outage.
yeah.
It was
Oh,
a
that's
weird
right.
power outage early in the year. This little guy.
And it meant we could
It was
use
a
them whenever
bad
we needed.
windstorm, right? A lot of people had problems there.
Alan
Okay.
said we had lived in a camper maybe 2 years before you were there. We lived in a camper for 6 months, 2 summers prior to when you were there in Kansas.
Wow, I didn't know that. When you were building the house over there? Or?
I don't know. I liked your house, whatever.
Yeah.
So this little guy's falling asleep on me again.
There's so many people we've met over the years. And this thing, like, I think some people watch us because they know us from years ago and they just wonder what's going on with these crazy people. But yeah, we want to know
When
how
they
we
were building
can
their house.
encourage people, how we can bless them, how we can
Okay,
It was
so
when they were building their house, Daddy.
when
Yeah.
they were
when they're
So
building- yeah.
Okay, so Mark and Alan are going to have to talk after this at some point and figure
Yes.
out the
Amish people.
interwebs Amish stuff.
I can, yeah.
We do have some craftiness in our home. So craft ideas, I just don't know what's selling, and I know like craft fair stuff doesn't happen right now.
Yeah.
But Naomi really likes origami, and she makes some pretty cool stuff, but that's not really feasible to sell. Just the amount of space it would take to send something origami wise, I don't know how much that would cost and everything.
Yeah.
And Virginia is into wood burning,
That's
but she hasn't sold any of her
That's purely
stuff.
ministry stuff.
She's
though.
made that ministry stuff for friends.
Yes.
so-
We have one of the over here for now.
Oh yeah, we can show that because I can't reach everything.
Drop it.
Doesn't it look just like it?
That's from a while
It's
ago.
backwards.
It was a
but
very old picture. Yes, and backwards. Yeah.
it is the right way, but you can see it.
Mhm.
So she did that one. She did one for James White of Alpha and Omega Ministries, and you can see that whenever you watch the dividing line, it's sitting to the left of the swords. There's a little Alpha Omega Ministries wood burn collective Virginia did for Dr. White, and then Apologia.
That is a hard design. Whoever came up with the Apologia logo, if you want somebody to wood burn it, find an easier one.
They did
No,
not
you
think.
did not do the Greek letters around the inner circle,
No,
right?
no, no.
Because that was pretty
Tiny.
minute kind of stuff.
So yeah, she's
But that
done.
was cool.
She made one for a friend.
Oh,
Um,
did that person in the southern state get one yet?
Not the bot. I don't have the finishing touch for the bottom.
Okay.
All the way top.
Oh no, the one.
The right one right above.
Yes.
He has a picture of it. Yes,
Okay,
I have it.
So she made one for our friend.
we're delivering that on the trip. On the Zoom.
Yes.
Okay.
She made one for our friend. She's made one for a different friend, but that's ministry stuff. But
It's all
yes,
ministry stuff. It's volunteer.
Etsy or
ministry
selling crafts on Marketplace.
Hmm.
That's a good
Mhm.
idea. Okay. Exploring options. Exploring
Or
options.
flea
markets.
My dad does really awesome scroll saw stuff, or was doing that. He's having a harder time doing that kind of stuff
I
now.
don't have any.
And he can't get out of the craft fairs anymore, so he's kind of stopped doing it. But he's still got, I think, quite a bit of stock. So maybe that's something we could do to help Dad recover some of that money.
Yeah, because he
Just
probably
try to
has
sell
stuff.
that stuff online through like Marketplace. So there's some ideas too.
Okay, so then the question is, Christina already answered this, but why do you guys tune into our family? What makes you come back?
I mean, if it's just to watch the freak show, that's okay. You can say
If
that.
it's the 20,000 views of me falling down, unable to speak, or something like that, then thank you. But I don't know. How do I feel about that? Do you tune in to just watch the kids play? Like I can just put some background music and watch our kids play because they're really cute.
Did you tell him your idea earlier?
Huh?
Your idea about the baby?
Yeah,
Following him around.
Following him around and,
Oh, just following the baby around. Yeah.
and doing the
Like the Mystery Science Theater
Yeah.
3000 kind of thing. Just like put some background music to him, like singing in the rain, and he's
And then
just
put his
playing around,
thoughts.
and then put his thoughts in there. That'd be kind of cute. I don't think so.
One thing we're talking about, we're trying to figure out if anybody would even be interested in this or be willing to pay. Christina likes it.
I wonder.
Willing to pay, but I'm not even sure how we do it. Would it be a subscription thing or what? But some type of educational, I put together here's not really a Bible study, but based on a Bible lesson, and different ways to play games with it or do therapies with it. We're still kind of hashing that one out.
Because you're talking about like the days of creation and, crafts you can do, coloring, practicing letters, numbers, make it a whole educational experience. We have a lot of creation science resources available. So we can integrate that one lesson into 17 different subjects. Would that be something that would be encouraging to people? Would you want to buy something like that? Or is that like they would watch it, but then, yeah. We're not saying we have to make money on what we're doing, but we are saying that we're investing a lot of time, and we want to make sure that either it's really encouraging someone in their walk with the Lord or helping equip them as a parent or in their marriage or something like that, or it needs to make some money. One of the two. It's either ministry or it's like, or we can't invest a lot of time in it. So we just have to figure out how we do that, I guess.
So Jeremy said, because we love y'all, I do enjoy the singing, practical theology, and anything else that piques my interest. So, and maybe on some days, the piquing his interest is seeing you fall down. So,
Well, if you watch any of this is how to YouTube success, they'll tell you need a very narrowed down niche or niche market, depending on how you listen to say, you're looking at bald chess players who are left-handed, like really narrow down your target audience. So the fact that we do like grocery house cooking videos, parenting, marriage, controversial Christian doctrine, abortion ministry, Bible, scripture memory, but that's who we are. So I don't want to overwhelm everybody with stuff that you don't care about, but if you want to watch us for whatever we are, then we're just going to give you whatever we're doing. And if that encourages people along the way in different areas, maybe even today it's a big encouragement to a 13-year-old girl who's struggling with something, to see a family doing this, or I can do this, or I could learn from this person, or I could and the next day it may be that someone's encouraged by Sarah as a wife or as a mother or as someone dealing with special needs herself, or parenting a child with special needs, or being married to someone with special needs, all of that kind of thing, whatever it is, but that we're all of those things.
So I guess we're trying to figure out if we really need to focus on our target audience is moms with lots of kids who homeschool, or is it just being our family and showing you all the aspects of our family?
Yeah.
So Alan said, you have 1,000 times more dedication to abortion, abolition, and ministry than I do. And also because we got to know you back in Kansas, so it's good to stay in touch. So the abortion, we're going to just do a quick story. Virginia, do you want us to tell the quick story of how we got involved in abortion ministry in the first place?
With Anthony?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. It's all Paul Washer's fault.
Yes.
Very indirectly.
I don't know if they can hear you.
I don't know. If you can't hear me, let me know. So 5 years ago, maybe? 5 years ago, we went on vacation, and we were in the area of, we were going to be going through Radford, Virginia area. And we knew that's where Paul Washer went to church. So we decided we'd go over to Christ Church and spend Sunday there. So the pastor talked to us, the strangers who walked into his church. But he said, "Oh, you're from Maine. You must know Donna A. Bear."
Hold on just a second. Paul Washer goes to a church where he is a church member.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people think that Paul Washer would have his own church that he's the pastor of, and he's not. Like, His pastor is Anthony, and we met Anthony Mathenia. He's very nice.
Elders. I don't think he's in the elders.
No, I think it's Anthony
preaches
and
there
Jeff
sometimes, so.
and
He's got a big ministry with his family and Heart Cry, and
he's got
sometimes you just have to know your own limitations and say, I don't have time to do all these things well.
So anyway, we went to the church that Paul Washer attends, but we met the pastor of the church, Anthony.
So Anthony thought that since we were from Maine, we must know Donna Bear, and we didn't. So we ended up getting in touch with Donna through that, and she founded Pro-Life Missionaries of Maine 8 years ago now. So she's about 3 years in when we came along and dragged everybody out to the sidewalk in front of the abortion mill and got started there. And we've been into abortion ministry in different venues ever since then.
So yeah, so we kind of came upon it, like we had always been against abortion, but didn't know that there was actually people going out and doing something about it and being vocal about abortion being the murder of innocent babies.
I grew up in the 70s and the 80s, and I remember the bombings and some of the bad stuff that people did in the name of trying to end abortion. And I think that's what I thought, is like, you can't go there. That's what happens there. But that's not true.
Do you
What
remember?
really happens there is Christians share the gospel out outside on the sidewalk and love people. Like, that's what really happens. But I had it in my head, like, because bad people did bad stuff, somebody took it too far, and therefore it's a bad thing to do. I used to believe that. Now I'm the one having to defend that.
Do you remember going out and holding signs when you were like 10? You might have gone with Mammy.
With my mother?
Mammy was telling me. Mammy was telling me the other
You're
day
talking about, like,
going out
the
and
church
holding
in the
signs.
parade, or what?
It might have just been on the street, but she
I
was
don't
telling
know.
me
It's a
about going
great
out and holding
idea,
signs.
Mom. I don't remember this, but it's a great idea.
Mark doesn't remember a lot of stuff, so don't take it personally.
I don't remember much.
He probably doesn't remember what we had for dinner tonight.
So Jeremy said, I think practical family
I
theology,
do.
faith for all of life lived out, is of interest to me. That kind of covers it, but if you narrow it down to moms or parents with special needs, there's probably a good market there.
There probably is, but like, I really feel like what we want to do is ministry, not business. So like the market, I don't know.
I think
But it is wise to know who you can reach and how you can reach them. So
part of it's
I would
hard
struggle.
is we all in this family are very much extroverts. We like to be with people unless they're too loud and annoying, and then Mark has problems.
well, that's different.
Then he just shuts down.
Just in
Not
any
he doesn't
type
like
of really
it.
loud atmosphere.
Doesn't like
But that is Mark's own personal issues.
They're neurological issues. They're not like psychological.
No, he actually has a real medical condition. But what I'm saying is we all like to be around people.
Yeah,
Even
we
Mark with this issue likes to be around people.
Yeah, just one at a time.
He'll just collapse after a certain number.
So what I was trying to say is because we're such extroverts, we all want to be out doing ministry.
Mhm.
But where God has placed us right now, we have a daddy who sometimes needs a lot of help and can't be the person he'd want to be with us out on the street. Like, we go out and do abortion ministry occasionally, and we need to make sure that there are other men out there to protect the girls who are going to be out there with
Because
daddy.
they may have to be tending to me.
Right. And
And
so
they have often.
we trust the brothers that minister outside the Planned Parenthood in Portland. And if they lived closer and we could go out on the street with them, the girls could go out with them, but they
Mhm.
all live over an hour away.
And you, Jeremy, but you left us.
Yeah, Jeremy,
He
we
lived
trust
quite a
you
ways
too.
away when you lived here.
I mean, we
He's
like
still
all
an
the
hour and a
people
half.
that are like on the chat right now, but we don't go minister with you people. So
Yeah.
you all live far away.
Yeah.
So we would all like to be able to be out doing
Right.
more ministry. And we were able to do ministry here in our house. We've had some dear people we've been able to disciple here in our house. But with COVID, that's all changed. And Virginia has a passion for Mormons
Mhm.
and we all do.
Witnessing to
but
Mormons,
Virginia specifically.
giving them the true gospel, which they don't have. We're reading Galatians as a family right now. We're in chapter 2 today, and I'm just thinking, Micah Wilder would love to be part of this conversation because we really had a good time with it. And I see why that passage is so pertinent to him. So it was a great discussion this morning. Anyway, you should read Galatians.
So
It's
shout
a
out
wonderful book.
to Michael Wilder
Micah Wilder, yes.
and his, what is it, Adams Road?
Yeah, just you got to see his testimony, like
So,
how God saved
Go
him.
on YouTube, look
Great
up
guy.
Micah
Micah
Micah Wilder, WILDER. I'm having a really hard time spelling tonight. I'm a homeschool mom. I really do teach them
It's
spelling.
late.
So
spell for her.
anyway, Michael Wilder was a Mormon missionary, and right before his
The end of his mission.
the end of his mission, he became a Christian.
Yeah.
And so he's just got a really unique testimony, and they go out as a ministry to speak at churches, and they sing and just share about God's amazing gift of salvation that isn't believed by the Mormon church. There's a much works-based salvation there in the Mormon church. Did I cover it, Virginia? Do you have more stuff you want to say about Adams Road?
Adams Road, that's the name of the band and the ministry, I believe. Yeah.
They're on Facebook too. You can look for them there.
So we met them last year. Like,
Mhm.
we've been encouraged by their message for years.
Mhm.
We had heard of them and even heard some of their music. And last year when we were down in Florida, we met them at a playground and sat and chatted for
Yeah.
quite a while. It was a good
Talk
talk.
talking about all the people we met last year.
I know. The trip last year was really good.
And then Lila stole Micah's bracelet and handed it to Virginia.
Oh yeah, this is Micah's. Lila stole it.
Virginia had multiples of other ministries that
Right,
we
the West
support
Bars and China Aid.
already on her wrist, and so they
They
saw she
added.
liked them, so they added.
And Joseph is really nice too. We'd like to meet him, Micah's brother-in-law.
And
Joseph's
Really
always
nice
the one
guy.
who writes when you write to the band. Joseph is usually the one writing back, and so had talks with him. But
Yeah.
so anyway, where were we going with that?
Ministry
Oh,
as a whole.
ministry.
Which
we're
came to Mormon
extroverts. We want to be out of our house. And
Or have
coronavirus
people
and
into our
sickness and
house.
Whatever. Yeah.
And we can't do either of those things right now. Like, the Mormon missionaries aren't allowed to go to people's houses.
Nope.
And so we don't get to. You should go grab Jane. Just
Hannah
cuddle
said,
her.
I can't focus with that sweet baby snoozing so cutely. I want to grab Jane for cuddles.
You're going to wake him up.
I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
I should go look at Jane pictures.
I know. I love snuggling, and I think it's funny because people think that I must just like hand my babies over all the time to the girls to take care of. We've had lots of comments of how, my girls are raising the other kids and that type of stuff. And that's not what happens. I know people thought that about Michelle Duggar too. And I don't know how Michelle Duggar raised her family, but the
we
more
like-
kids
yeah,
that I have,
we like snuggle
the more I
kids.
want to snuggle the baby and don't want to hand him off to anyone. And I kind of feel like a bad mom sometimes because I know my girls need to have practice snuggling babies, but they can have their own baby to snuggle, and I'll just snuggle this one.
It
So,
gets better now that he's older. You should have seen him as a baby.
yeah, I don't give them up.
We didn't give him up for months. You
I-
didn't give him up for.
I carry them
9
for 9
months.
months, and then I come home and I just snuggle them.
Mhm.
That's the baby just stays right on my chest.
It's very healing for mommy, and it's very.
We do
beneficial
skin
for
to
babies.
skin for weeks
Yeah.
after baby comes. And I just enjoy each baby more and more. And I think that we can take for granted that because we've had children in the past, God's going to give us more babies.
Yeah.
And that's not true.
Nope. He may not. We would be very happy to take more, but
Yeah.
if God is not his timing or his plan, then
So God has blessed
be
us with 7 babies, 7 kids here to raise in the household right now. We've also had 2 miscarriages that we know about and a stillbirth. So we just don't take it for granted anymore.
Yeah.
That God will give a pregnancy, or that the pregnancy will end with a baby to hold.
Mhm.
So we know other people have dealt with that heartache too. So it's hard.
Mm.
Where were we going with that?
Ministry.
Ministry.
Extroverts.
we're extroverts, we like ministry.
And we get
So
sidetracked
rabbit
very
trails.
often.
So, and we're also entertaining. We do like singing, but I have to say, I always get nervous when we sing.
Bye.
I don't know.
Like we're gonna explode or something?
No, I'm just like, we're not good singers.
Oh,
like,
no.
We're not like, wow, we're so awesome. We should make a record. But we like to sing and it's fun and it's something we do as a family. So if you want to know who we are, singing is part of who we are.
Yeah.
But we have fun. I mean, some of us are better than others.
We really like to sing, and the kids, we want the kids to grow up hearing the songs and being able to sing the hymns, the old hymns. So like right now we're practicing. I sing the mighty power of God, immortal, invisible, God only wise. And there's another we're re-practicing for the littles, crown him with many crowns. I was like, we started a new song the other day.
A lot of very good old songs. There's some good new songs too. Like, not that we don't like
Oh, we love the Gettys.
And Sovereign Grace.
Sovereign Grace,
Sovereign Grace,
City of Light.
Seeds Family Worship,
Yep.
and Songs for Saplings are both ones if you're looking for songs for your kids that teach Bible memory.
Catechism, even. Like they sing the catechism.
Sing a catechism. So those are all great. But anyway, we're trying to use our channel to be able to minister outside our home. And God has put us in a unique place where we want to minister. We want to be able to share about how wonderful he is and what he's done in our lives and how he's teaching us each day more about him. And we want to be able to do that to help others to be able to do that in their homes too. And it's not that we have it all together.
Well, she does. But
Some days it seems like we have it even less together. Thank you for sweet comments that people write to us, because sometimes the comment comes right in the midst of, hey, God, I don't know how you thought I could handle all of this, but God always is enough. Even if it feels like everything's falling apart around us, God is enough. And sometimes the falling apart around us is to remind us that we aren't enough.
That's why we do
need to rely
Bible
on
study
him.
together every day. Like, that's why we do that. Because I needed to sit there this morning and think about, I'm never going to do something good enough to achieve my salvation. It's only a gift of God's grace. Like, we need that to be reminded. Like, and we need to be built back up as we read the scripture together, as we encourage one another, as we challenge one another. Like, we need that every day. And as a family, we do that every day, and we want that for everybody else. And I think sometimes we get to share that, but I think a lot of times we get distracted with other stuff, just talking about saving money on groceries or whatever it is.
Which are all important things, because
right,
being able to.
Those are practical ways to minister to people. It's not all just, gospel focused, whatever, but it's all in light of the gospel. Like, we really want to do this to the glory of God, not to the glory of us.
Right.
But we want to know the best way to spend the time, the best way to spend the resources. How can we best minister while also doing everything that needs to be done here?
Yeah. Because there's a lot to be done here. Like,
and this doesn't take long. These kind of videos don't take long, but the other kind of videos with editing and all that kind of silliness, it takes a while longer. But sometimes you want to be able to present something and focus it. So I like this venue. But
so
we'll see.
We enjoy the live streams, and we might occasionally do live streams with the other kids around. But if anyone has children, that as soon as a camera comes on, somebody falls down and hurts themselves, or somebody wants the toy someone else has, or
Smearing poop on the walls.
Somebody peed their pants. Something happens that makes the live stream incredibly chaotic.
Okay.
So,
I
Hannah,
think we're trying Zoom calls with Grandma. And
yeah.
Wow, that was rough.
Oh, you missed the happy birthday to Grandma with all the family, all the cousins, and everybody.
Zoom
That was
calls don't do well to all sing together.
Nope.
Just everyone's a little bit off.
Mm-hmm.
The family, I said that I came from a musical family. The musical side of the family was trying to sing happy birthday to great grandma. Hannah said we want to minister as well. These restrictions have been very difficult for us, especially in a new town. Praying for y'all daily. Yes, it's very hard moving in the midst of this.
But at least you got better weather.
But I'm glad, Hannah, that you get to go home soon and see family. I'm so excited, but we're praying for you guys down there.
We'll be there after you leave, though, right?
We're going to miss you guys by like a week.
Yeah.
You guys should just extend your trip.
We're parking
just
at the
stay longer.
church.
So, yeah, we're going to go down there and see friends in that area. So hot. No CMs are biting my ankles off. Yeah, tonight it's going to get to 26. Tomorrow morning, like tomorrow, our daytime high is 33, and it'll be 19 overnight tonight. So, yeah, I'm sad we won't see you, Hannah. Maybe we should move up our trip.
Okay.
This is not the first time this has come up. It's entirely possible we move up our trip.
Christina, is that okay with you?
Yeah, Christina, can we come earlier?
At the park at her
Hannah,
house.
they're gonna have-
sickos on the other side of town. So.
Hannah's going to have 73 tomorrow.
You poor thing.
Hannah, move there. I don't know if I want to be that isolated.
We had it worse way down at the end.
Yes, but still.
Talk about isolated. In the city of 20,000, you can be.
Hannah, how
all
far
alone.
do you have to drive to get to Aldi? It's almost as bad as here. Oh, you're going to Florida the 11th through the 17th. As long as... No, we won't. It won't be then.
No, around the 1st.
We're also, Christina, planning 2 trips to your area. So
Right.
if
We're
we don't
doing-
catch you on the first one, we'll catch you on the second.
The game plan is January 2nd through the 10th, parked up on the hill with those nice folks, and of January, and then I don't know on the way back. We'll see. We'll see what happens on the way back. We'll see if we even make this trip. We want to, but we'll see.
We want to make it, but the world's a little weird now, if
Mhm.
anyone hasn't noticed. And it's getting weirder as inauguration comes up. I don't care which side you voted for, it's going to be weird on inauguration day. So Hannah said about 1.5 to 2 hours. If there isn't a car accident, then it could be 3 hours one way, depending. Yes.
That one road is not helpful in some ways.
So we live, the nearest Aldi's what, 3.5 hours? 3 hours?
about 3 hours.
About 3 hours.
North of Boston.
So we never go 3 hours from here.
So-
the farthest we go from here, like except for
That's
our
2
trip to
states away.
Florida. Except for our trip to Florida, the farthest we go from here is about an hour and a
So Hannah, you have to stock up when you go home, and then take it with you.
half. Christina told us a one-way trip is fine also.
You know, there's a certain other person that you know that wants the same
There's a
thing.
whole lot of people down there trying to move us down
There
there.
are a lot of people in the state of Tennessee that are trying to talk us into.
There's even people that don't live next to you, Christina, that are still in Tennessee trying
Yep.
to move us down there.
Yep.
So
They're not on right now, but they were on Facebook earlier. There's a lot of people that we have a lot of friends in Tennessee, and I don't know how that happened because like last year we had the one family
and they weren't even from Tennessee. They were from
They
Hannah's
were
area.
from down past Hannah, way at the end.
And so they were from there. We didn't know anyone in Tennessee until a couple years ago when they moved to Tennessee. And now we have all kinds of friends in Tennessee because you also have
I know.
the twins' parents and the Bible people.
Sorry, I can't do code. What?
Sorry, wait. Sorry, who are we talking about?
The twins' parents,
Wait, what state are we talking about again?
Tennessee,
Tennessee.
and the Bible people.
Oh yes.
They'll figure it out as soon
Oh,
as we
yeah,
turn this off.
got it. Yeah,
The
Yep.
barber shop
yep, I know her now.
So
and trailer 1689. You can look that up on YouTube.
Hannah, Christina, please no fighting.
well, we're not that far. It's a day trip from where we are in Tennessee to where Hannah would be in Georgia.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
So if you go back to Georgia, Hannah, we don't have to fight so much. We could go middleware, something. Oh, you'll share. Well, right now we do a trip every year anyway. So if we were in Tennessee, we just do a trip everywhere. But my mom's not watching this live stream and she would not be happy with us moving out of her front yard. So
Yeah.
she kind of is hesitant of us being gone for 2 months. But for our family and the health of our family and being able to get outside, it's better to,
And ministry.
yeah.
We're going to be filming like 5 or 6 or maybe more mini documentaries about abortion ministry and some other ministry, evangelism ministry. So that's all upcoming from executive producer. Can't point it out, right? You know, that one.
And Hannah, I'm gonna do one at that church in Georgia
Mm-hmm.
with the person who lives right next door.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, she's going to be,
Can you not eat that?
Am I allowed?
No, thank you.
we have some loudness going on. But if you went to the hallway, we wouldn't hear you. Oh, she's going to let melt in her mouth and then we won't hear her. Yeah, Virginia has some video projects going on, and she's planning on going out to the abortion mills in a couple different places with a couple different people. Lots of different people. We're not sure what will. Last year for ministry, we went on to college campuses, and that's probably not going to happen this year. And I don't know what everyone's rules are for masks. So right now in Maine, we have to be masked on any public place, even outside, even if you are the only people. Like if we went on a hike as a family, not that we
To
hiked.
the top of a mountain in the middle of nowhere, and there was no one within 5 miles.
We're still supposed to wear
a
masks.
stupid mask.
I don't know how the police would see us if we weren't around anybody. I don't know if the
The
bears are
snitches,
calling.
The snitches.
But we have just been staying on our own property. We went for a drive yesterday because we had some errands to do. So Virginia and I ran into the different places with our masks on, and everyone else got to just be out in the car to see the world. So, yeah, so ministry away is going to look different, but we're also hoping to just be an encouragement to the churches that we're going to be visiting, and also for them to be an encouragement to us. Because here in Maine, Maine is very dark and cold to the gospel. And we really got filled up by our trip last year. That's why you hear us talk about our trip last year so much, because it was like getting our buckets filled so we could come home and survive the rest of the year and go back out and fill our buckets again.
There are Christians in Maine. It's not that
Yes.
we don't have Christians in Maine, but there's
There's-
some difficult circumstances that just.
And a couple of the churches that we've been to, and just seeing the love in the church for each other, the small churches that are really a family, are definitely a bright spot.
And all the men expected to be participants and leading their own families and loving their own wives and teaching their own children and doing something in the church, not just being spectators.
And so the one church I'm thinking of right now, the people do that in the church.
Yep.
And the brothers challenge each other to be doing those things, asking
It's
how.
spiritual conversation.
their
I'm not sitting around
families
talking
are-
about football.
Right. And even when us moms are talking about things like homeschooling and food and stuff, we're talking about it in light of the gospel and the job that God's given us as the keepers of the home and, discipling our own children and that type of thing. We're talking about it in light of all of that, and not just my husband doesn't make enough money, so how am I going to, use the money wisely? It's more, we want to glorify God through using our money. And how do we raise our children on this little amount of money, showing them that God is providing for our needs, those types of things. Hannah said, we were on the beach the other day and we looked over and a whole family was masked. What a time to be alive. Any other time I would have worried we were about to be jumped.
We had to go in the bank today to get some paperwork. And I walked into the bank with a mask on. I was just thinking, this is weird. Because I have never done it before.
Right.
I don't ever go in the bank anywhere.
We usually just go through the drive-through.
Yeah, or I do most of my banking online, whatever. So, I never have to go into the bank or anything.
Right.
So I was just walking. I was like, this is kind of weird. I'm glad I talked to somebody earlier. She was expecting me. But it's like, everybody's wearing masks. They're wearing masks. This is so weird.
I went to a different grocery store the other day because they just had a really good deal. And also I had a gift card, but they've changed the gift card system, so I couldn't actually use my gift card. So that was a whole, I don't know. I tried to call today because the manager told me to call a different number to try to get the gift card figured out, but didn't work yet. But anyway, I went into the store and they were having a good sale on meat. They had hamburger for $1.87 a pound, which is a really good price around us. And so I decided to go buy some hamburger anyway. But when you go through the store, you get to the last aisles, like the dairy aisles, And then they have a place to start corralling you in so that you can get to the checkout lines. So I actually missed getting something because at the other store I normally go to, I would have just gone and got the thing and then walked right into a line. But they had these like lanes you had to walk in. It was very strange. I don't like that store. I mean, I'm not a big fan of that store anyway because it's kind of the pricier one near us. Usually their sales aren't that good, but I really enjoyed that sale. So I was going to get a turkey though for 37 cents a pound and I couldn't get there because of the corral. So, and the person who was doing the to-go for their store, it wasn't Walmart, but like a Walmart pickup person, they were going the wrong way down every aisle. Like their store employee was going the wrong way down every aisle.
But they want you to do that.
I felt bad because I'm the type of person, I apologize for apologizing. Like I just apologize all the time.
She does.
She's not the only one.
Like Mark could accidentally right now knock me in the face and I'd be like, oh, I'm sorry for existing. Like that's just the type of person I am.
Virginia does it too. One time, mommy jackknifed the trailer, and Virginia goes, "Sorry, I was in the back seat."
The trailer was okay. It really was. But anyway, so I go down the aisles and I really try hard to do the right way. I mean, sometimes I mess up, but I really try hard to do the right way. And if I'm going the right way and someone's coming the wrong way at me, I'll apologize to them for being in their way. And it's like, but you're the one not listening to the aisle. So I don't know why I'm apologizing to you, but I still do it. It's just the person I am. Mark loves me for it.
Usually.
That's why he married me. Well, probably not because I say I'm sorry all the time. So anyway, well, I think we've probably talked their ear off. You guys have given us some good ideas for some stuff. We will be in touch with some of the people we've had comments with here. And as we get closer to the trip, sorry, Sugars, you're not on our way. Wisconsin's a little far out.
There are some other people out in your neck of the woods that we might make a trip to see at some point in our lives.
Virginia wants to get to Iowa.
I want to get to Iowa.
Virginia helped with the Thomas Hoefling campaign.
Yep.
He did not win the presidency.
Mm.
I don't know who actually has won the presidency, but it was not Thomas Hoefling. But we still would like to go meet his family.
Yeah.
And
Wisconsin's pretty close to Jeremy.
there's some other friends out there. I won't name their names. I know Tom Hoefling wouldn't mind.
So we got family in Ohio. We got friends in Kentucky. We've got Michigan. We've got
Go
kind
pick
of
up that ladder.
Indiana. Like we've
Yeah.
kind of got all that.
Oh,
kind of
yeah,
area.
we got to go get Danny Faulkner's ladder. So
Oh, Danny, I need to borrow your ladder.
Oh, Alan said you can ping him on Facebook.
Okay. Oh,
Maybe you
love
can
that
sync
other
up
thing,
tomorrow. Yeah, that sounds good.
That's the closest I got to a ping.
So yeah, maybe if we do a trip out that way, Sugars will make you on the trip because we do occasionally get out there, but usually it's to see my grandma, and she's locked up, not in jail. She lives in an elderly, a home that has assisted living and independent living.
She's in the independent living.
She's fine. She's independent living, but they won't let anybody in. So it doesn't make sense for us to drive to Ohio to not be able to see her.
They love got my
But-
grandma.
Grandma's locked up.
She's
and
90.
It's
Mom,
getting late.
Grandma's locked up and mom lives in the backyard.
Yes.
Whenever I say mom lives in the backyard,
And we're
people
her
think
king
that I
cow.
people think that I have her on a chain back there. Yeah. So anyway, thank you guys for joining us tonight. I'm gonna go snooze since this guy is snoozing, and we will see you guys again sometime. Who knows what our next video will be? So
Yeah, we have no idea what
thanks
we're
for all the
doing.
comments tonight. See you guys later.
Bye.
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 Bye. Still bye. Bye.